Thomas and friends, making tracks to great destinations.
Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them because you helped me to make them. Your loving Daddy.
The island of Sodor is surrounded by beautiful blue sea. It has fields of green and sandy yellow beaches. There are rivers, streams, and lots of trees where the birds sing. There are windmills and a coal mine and docks where visitors to the island arrive. The island also has lots and lots of railway lines. Who's that puffing down the track? It's Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the island of Sodor.
The triumph of effort and determination. One day, James was taking a goods train to the other railway. He was thrilled to be back on the main line, and thanks to Edward, he kept the trucks in order. He arrived on time and was looking for a rest before going back home. But his fireman was worried. You need more coal, James, but there's not a bunker in sight. We'll have to ask somebody else, said James's driver. And I doubt we'll get much assistance, James mumbled to himself. James popped up to a diesel who was sleeping. He didn't want to wake him up, but he knew he had to ask for help. Excuse me, he called to the diesel. But do this railway have some coal around here? The diesel woke up and glanced at James. Solo engine, eh? He asked. Oh, yes, that's me, replied James. My name is Claptrap, the diesel suddenly chortled. Excuse me? Oh, yes, I know you, said the diesel. Claptrap, the pitiable thing that broke down with the express. Oh, and look, they even give you a little goods train to make yourself useful. How touching, he finished. James was speechless. Run along back to your island of delusion, or shall I say, to the scrapyard for you. Just then, Diesel came rolling in. That's enough out of you, he said to the Diesel crossly. You have a crash return to pull, so get filled up and get going. The Diesel didn't like how devious Diesel had said to him, and didn't want to argue and started rolling to his coaches. At least a mixed trapping engine will pull the express. I'll show your controller of what he is missing. James had thanked Diesel for standing up for him. Just ignore him, James. He's a bother to us Diesels. Oh, well, I can see that. But anyways, is there a place where I can get some coal? Well, said Diesel, there's not no coal buckets out on this railway. It's just this railway for diesels. But if you are trying to get some coal, some other diesel have delivered coal that was supposed to be delivered to Sodor. You can get some while you're at it. Oh, thank you, Diesel. What would I ever do without you? And James set off. Meanwhile, the Diesel was waiting for his driver to return to his cab. He was still thinking about James. Then he noticed the coal trucks that the another engine was supposed to deliver to Sodor. He decided to play a trick, a naughty trick. Let's see how Claptrap gets home now. When his driver returned, the Diesel told him that they had to take the trucks to the station. Then trouble lay ahead. The driver was trying to slow the Diesel down, but he couldn't stop. He kept trying and trying, but no budge. I say, said the Diesel, what's this? I can't stop. The driver kept trying and trying, but suddenly... And at that moment, James appeared. When the dust settled and saw the accident, he couldn't help but laugh. And there he saw the Diesel crash into the coal trucks, and they were smashed into pieces. He sat crooked as lumps of coal piled right around him. Well, James remarked. What have you got into yourself into, Lumpy? That's not my name, the Diesel said angrily. It is now, said the foreman, who has been alerted by the crash. And that's what you get for being hard. Just wait until I tell this to your controller. Lumpy huffed and looked sulkily away. And now the express to Sodor is due soon. And now you lay around here crashing into some trucks. Now we got to find another engine to do your work. I'll take it, James interrupted. You, scoffed Lumpy. I would like to see you try. And I will try, James snapped to him crossly, which is all I can say for you. Soon everything was arranged. When James's tender was filled up with coal, he backed down to the coaches. All the passengers began to board the train. The guard blew his whistle. James set off to Knapford. Come along, he sang to the coaches. We're coming, don't fuss, they said back. Soon the train began coasting down the line. Admittedly, the coal was in poor quality. Black smoke began pouring down from James's funnel. The coaches were heavy too, and he was beginning to feel puffed. I won't give up, he said to himself. Steady, James, said his driver. You got this. The fireman was concerned. This coal is barely burning. We might be in trouble. Won't be. James coughed determinedly. He had summoned all the steam and the strength he had. At long last, Knapford Station began to appear. But with one final effort, James pulled into the platform with a triumphant whistle. I did it. I did it! I did it! He said happily. You sure did, said a voice. Walking towards him was Sir Topham Hatt. I've heard about all the work you have done on the other railway, James. I'm very proud of you. Would you like to pull the express again? I know the extra coaches will be complicated matters, but... no thank you, sir, James cut in. I don't need the express. Sir Topham Hatt was stunned. Are you sure, James? I am a mixed traffic engine. And what does it matter? Coaches and trucks, I'll pull on all of these. Go anywhere, do anything, that's me. Sir Topham Hatt laughed and was glad that James was back to his old self again. James is a much happier engine, but sometimes he missed the thrill of pulling the express. But even so, the passengers on the local trains are always remarked how smooth and smart James is. But what about Lumpy? We can all say that he's a different engine too. Much quieter and far less brash. His story has spread, and he dreaded going to Sodor. Oh, I thought you were a modern engine, remarked Gordon slightly. Fancy using coal, do you? How aggressive! Lumpy grunted as he backed down to his train. Oh, look, said James. They give you a good train to make you feel useful. How touching! The engines held with laughter. Lumpy, feeling far from touch, rolled away. He never mentioned James Claptrap again.
Hard work gets done, then there's time to have some fun. Teamwork, work.
All the engines on Sodor are a bright, bold color. But this engine has been working in the coaling plant today and is covered in coal dust. How can you tell who it is? This engine has a round face and boiler. Do all the engines have round faces? No. Toby and Salty have square faces, so it can't be either of them. What else can you see? This engine has a separate coal tender at the back. Do all the other engines have a separate coal tender? No. Thomas and Percy don't, so it can't be either of them. Now look at the engine's funnel. It's very tall. What about the other engines? Do they all have tall funnels? No. Gordon and Henry have short funnels, so it can't be either of them. Who's left? Edward and James. Edward and James both have round faces, separate coal tenders, and tall funnels. It's time for this engine to have a washdown. What color can you see now? Red. So it can't be Edward. It must be James. Hello, James. The island of Sodor is a wonderful place. Thomas enjoys puffing all over the island. There are lots of special places to visit. Where's this? That's right. It's Tidmouth Sheds. Tidmouth Sheds is a very special place for all the engines. It's where they rest their aching axles at night. Pump their pistons in the morning, and share stories and surprises. No time was more surprising at Tidmouth than Halloween. Sir Topham Hatt told Thomas and Emily to collect iron from the smelter's yard. Thomas and Emily were very excited. Later that night, all the engines were woken up when they heard Thomas's loud whistle. "I'm being chased by a ghost," he tooted. The engines couldn't see a ghost. Percy told him it was only Emily. Thomas felt silly. The engines would all remember this Halloween for a long time. Engines don't only sleep at Tidmouth Sheds. Sometimes they hide there. One night, all the engines were asleep, except Percy. Percy could hear Sir Topham Hatt talking to his driver. He told him Percy had been late too often and must go to the scrap yards. Percy thought Sir Topham Hatt wanted to scrap him. Percy worried all night long. And all the next day. His friend Thomas tried to cheer him up. "Sir Topham Hatt wouldn't scrap a really useful engine," tooted Thomas. "And you, Percy, are a really useful engine." But Percy wasn't so sure. So Percy decided to hide. Later, Thomas chuffed in. He thought his friend might be hiding in the sheds. And he was. Percy looked very small and lonely. He didn't want Sir Topham Hatt to find him. And he didn't want to be scrapped. Sir Topham Hatt was surprised. He had told Percy's driver Percy had been working too hard, and that was why he was late. Percy was to take scrap to the smelters, then carry the mail all week. Percy was so happy he thought fireworks would fly from his funnel. And that's why Tidmouth Sheds is a very special place for Percy. There are so many special places on the island of Sodor. Next time, Thomas will show us somewhere else.